Delphine Sellars, Executive Director of UCAN. In a few minutes, Quentin is going to show you how to properly construct a compost pile. However, I'm going to show you what happens when you don't construct a compost pile properly. It's wonderful that Mother Nature will do things to help you out when you're not doing things right, okay? So what we're going to do here now is we're going to dismantle this compost pile, which has not been cared for properly nor maintained properly during the time that since we first built it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this grass off of here. So what we've been doing for the last couple of years, if you kind of look down, is we've just been throwing vegetation on piling it on top of each other, not turning it properly, or some of the things that Quentin's going to share with you. But look what Mother Nature does anyway. She produces some wonderful, beautiful compost. This is compost that will be good in our garden beds, and is going to add some natural fertilizer to for our plants to grow in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to harvest this compost. All of this is just decomposed. You see all the worms and the microorganism in it? It's good. See all the worms and the microorganisms in it? And it's good for your vegetables. Better than anything you can buy from the store. Here's the worms. That's what you're looking for. You know that this is rich soil when it produces worms. Now that we've finished cleaning out this compost bin, remember the compost bin that we did not do properly, but Mother Nature handled it for us and gave us this beautiful soil. We're going to take it over to the garden to Stephanie. And Stephanie is going to show you what we do with compost in order to make our gardens even better than they ever were.
Here at the Catawba Trail Farm, we like to conduct experiments. Today we're going to see what we can do to help our vegetables grow better. Should we use an organic fertilizer or our very own compost? We want to create a healthy garden environment and to keep plants and vegetables growing as vigorously as possible. Compost is an all-natural material to improve the quality and health of your soil, while organic fertilizer contains specific elements in exact ratios that plants can use to grow. Come with me over to this garden bed. Currently, this bed has cabbage growing in them, but they seem not to be growing as quickly as we would like. For the experiment, we are going to use half of this bed and mix it with our compost, and the other half will be mixed with organic fertilizer. Let's start with the compost side. Now let's take a handful of compost here and place it around the plant. Look how beautiful this compost looks. This is a very healthy compost. You can see worms crawling through it with a very rich dark brown color. Also, the compost is very moist, which are the signs that tells us that it's very healthy. Let's work on the other side of the bed. We will use organic fertilizer for this side of the bed. Organic fertilizer is made with minerals, gases, and organic waste materials. Fertilizers made from organic sources feed and enrich the soil. All fertilizers are required by law to use the NPK ratio system to measure the levels of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium within them. Now let's follow the same process as we did with the compost. Take a handful of the organic fertilizer and place it around the base of the plant. The organic fertilizer is very different from the compost. It is very light with fine pellets, and it appears to be very dry. Let's mix the organic fertilizer around each plant. thoroughly to ensure that it is evenly distributed around the plant to ensure it gets all of the nutrients it needs. Once we have finished putting either the compost or organic fertilizer around each plant, it is wise to water the plants in order to activate the nutrients within the soil. I can't wait to see the difference in the growth of these cabbages. We will keep monitoring these plants and we will make sure we keep you posted on the progress. So stay tuned.
So over time, you should be taking the time to gather your materials such as your cardboard and your green materials such as kitchen scraps and your shredded newspaper. Now we want to do it equal parts so you don't have too much or too little of something. So wait till you get all the right materials. Then you're going to start off with your brown base, which is your cardboard. Lay that out nice and evenly. After you get your cardboard nice and evenly, we're going to add our green, which is our kitchen scraps, our chopped up vegetation, or maybe just a dying bush you had in the yard. After we add our green, we're going to add our newspaper scraps, the shredded paper. We'll put a nice even layer, remember not too much, not too little. After we do our newspaper, we're going to finish off with our mulch on top. Normally we would add water after this phase, but due to the amount of rain we had recently, we're not going to add water. And now you just sit over time, mix it every so often, and you should have a beautiful compost in no time.